we have fun.
Why did you become a scientist? How did it happen?
Why did I become a scientist? I don't know. I mean, you sort of go to school and you think that, you can be a doctor or something like that, but then you start taking classes and meeting people and say, hey, this is kind of cool. You don't have to be a doctor. I like being outside. I like understanding the diversity of what's going on around me, and I like understanding animal behavior. So when I had some good mentors and models, I worked with them, and they showed me that there, is a path towards doing this. Now, whether you get a job doing it or not is another issue, but you can certainly go out and do these things.
What's the most interesting behavior you've ever observed?
Most interesting behavior? I don't know. I mean, the funny stuff is the play. Seeing consequential fights is kind of exciting. We don't see that a lot. Sex you don't see too much, but it's kind of fun when you see it.
What is the phrase ecology of fear?
Ecology of fear. Well, I scare animals. I scare marmots, I scare birds, I scare deer, I scare kangaroos and wallabies, and what I'm trying to learn is how animals assess and manage predation risk and the consequences of this for population biology and the consequences of this for, how some species might be more vulnerable than others to humans. So how can we coexist with wildlife? Well, we have to understand what scares them and whether we're scaring them. So there are other people who also study the ecology of fear, that fear alone, not just predation, but the risk of predation or the fear of predation or the apprehension about going into a dark and corner or something like that can actually have major consequences on a population. So we're looking at this at many different views.
You involve a lot of students in your research here every summer. Why do you think it's important to have the students up here?
I think it's a great place to learn to do science. I think the students I bring here or the lab is brought here that I work with get an incredible opportunity and education to learn, not just from me, but more from my students or postdocs, but also from everyone else here. But I think that having really good positive energy in a group, by having lots of students who are learning, I can train almost anyone to study marmots if they want to, and I think that I learn from my best students, and I think that keeps me young and alive.
Is there any advice that you'd like to give students that don't necessarily have the opportunity to work in a field station like this?
I think it's really important, if you're interested in doing research, to do research, and that can be in a laboratory setting, that can be analyzing archival data that someone might collect elsewhere, that could be going and doing a local project on your campus or near your campus, but the way you really learn about science is by doing science, and really wherever you are, there's no geographic constraints on that. People are doing something. If you're in a big urban city, there's going to be, and you're interested in ecology, urban ecology is fascinating and a really important topic. So I think there are lots of opportunities to do research. So my advice is go find a professor and pester them until they let you in their lab.